want to talk about the main group of irregular verbs in the preterite. I like to think of these as a family of irregular verbs because then we can use the concept of family traits, things that these verbs all have in common. Now, on the board here, you can see these are the primary irregular preterite verbs that your teachers are going to expect you to know. One thing you will notice about this list of verbs here is that there are ER, IR, and AR verbs. The strange thing is that they are all going to share one chart. This is something that you have not seen before up until this point. When you have been working with the regular preterite verbs, you do have the ER and IR combined on one conjugation chart, but the AR has its own. This, though, has all three kinds of verbs combined on one chart. Now, when you think of this as a family of irregular verbs, notice down here the list. The very first family trait, as it were, that these verbs all have is that before you can attach the conjugation ending from the chart, each of these verbs gets a brand new stem. Now, you've heard this concept of a new stem when you learn to use stem-changing verbs. Those are the verbs like dormir, where you would have one vowel in the stem that changes from one letter to another or from one to two, such as dormir in the present tense was O to a UE, so you get yo duermo. We are not talking about stem-changing verbs. Remember, for a stem-changing verb, it's only one vowel that changes. Remember also that every single infinitive, right, every verb that's in the form of AR, ER, or IR has two parts to it. The ending with the AR, ER, or IR, and the rest, which is called the stem. Look at this list of verbs. Hacer has a new stem of is, estar, estuv, tener, tuv, andar, anduv, saber-sup, decir, dij, traducir, traduj, querer-quis, poner, pus, poder, pud, venir, vin, haber, hub, traer, traj, producir, produj. So for instance, I would take pener and put TUV in front of each ending. So it's yo tuve, tú tuviste, ella tuvo, nosotros tuvimos, vosotros tuvisteis, and ellos tuvieron. Notice that there are not any written accent marks like you've learned to use when you conjugated an AR, ER, or IR verb in the preterite. Rule numero uno, rule number one, when working with irregular preterite verbs is what I have up here at the top, no written accents. And if you want a way to try to remember this chart, look at it this way. Here I have the, the AR verbs. You are going to take the yo and the el, ea, usted from the AR chart, combine that with what's left in this triangle portion from the ER, IR.